Okay, I'm not proud of this, but the last one of these I made was a check-in for week 17. And then week 18, I was like actually at earthwork. Week 19, I was like, I don't even know where it says it on here, like, oh yeah, week 19 would have started the day before we left for the rest of the Cloudlight tour, and I was like actually on tour, like in a different city every night. Week 20, I was still on tour, and I don't remember. Anyway, week 20, I was still on tour and then got home. Yeah, last week of that, and then had a couple days off after tour, but I was really planning the Jessica and Rainbow set so that I could go on tour again with Gabrielle. I didn't mean to really show these writings. And then week 21 would have been, oh gosh, yeah, it said drawn just before I was on tour with Gabrielle, so then I went on tour with Gabrielle, and then we performed, and then it would have been a few days after, and that would have been there. Okay. And this is where I'm up to. Fresh start. So I just want to talk a little bit about all of that. I really didn't mean to show my notes. They're really private. But week 18, like I said, you know, I think I left for Earthwork Harvest Gathering that day. So I decided to scrap. I tried doing a lyric video. Maybe I'll share it someday. It's kind of silly. But I just took Pumpkin Palooza, a song with me and Brian, and I added like, sorry, I'm going to show you something pretty. I just took Pumpkin Palooza and just like added subtitles. I actually think I did make a video of this, and it's somewhere, and it's probably coming up soon. So maybe that will end up uploaded in the correct order. Okay, so that's week 18 check-in. And then week 19, I did draw this cloud right before I left for tour. And I thought to myself, hey, I can, yeah, I did make a video of this. It's just not uploaded yet. But I thought, I can do that from the road. Well, I didn't really do it from the road. I think I did it after I got back. But basically, I just went in and updated some categories so I don't have to email stuff. I'm finding that, okay, back to the pretty view. I'm finding that with Patreon, because I don't have very many followers, I have 7 people giving me way too much money. Which is great. Like, I love that they're giving me money, but it does create a feeling of guilt, like that I owe them things. But I know they're doing it because they see all this public creativity that I'm doing. And I do some of my high donors on Patreon. I mail them packages once every season of just cute stuff, and sometimes like a mixed CD of things I've been working on. And but people, you know, at the $5 or $10 level, like, I thought I would be like emailing them all these like handwritten things, and it just turned out to be something where, because Patreon hasn't turned into a real interactive forum for me like it is for, say, Amanda Palmer, I just kind of feel like, are they getting their money's worth? And I was just feeling guilty a lot, but also simultaneously felt weird about putting so much energy into a private little club of 7 people when they're not necessarily wanting an interactive experience with me. I think 1 or 2 times people have written back on the Patreon page, but otherwise they just kind of want to support me as far as I can feel. And so I just kind of changed the donation things to reflect that. I still post on Patreon. I do give free things all the time. But I changed sort of what I'm expecting in terms of the process of how to do it. So now I just upload them to Patreon, and they get a little email in their inbox saying that that stuff is there for them. And if they want to go download it, they can. If they don't want to, if they just want their money to just go to me in support of all the free stuff that I offer online, then that's cool too. And now I just don't really sweat that. Like, if that's what they get out of it, just knowing that they're helping me, then I just sort of wanted it to be possible for them to just feel like they can just support me. It doesn't have to be a thing where they're forced to also interact with me all the time, because I have a lot of energy. Anyway, okay, so that was that. And then week 20, yeah, last week of Cloudlight tour in Philly, plus a few days off at home. Okay, so this one was supposed to be this weirdo, like, upload family Christmas album. I made that back in, like, 2005, or, like, lullabies. I don't know, look, the page is trying to turn by the wind, as in, don't bother talking about this. I just didn't do it. But I did all these things. Tour managed, I packed, I drove a lot for the tour, I prepared the new Jessica and Rainbow set, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I did stuff that week, and I just don't really have much to say about that. I just can't even believe how much I'm expecting myself to do in addition to teaching all my lessons for my piano business in between all of these touring and things. Plus I got sick. Okay, last but not least, week 21. Yeah, I was getting dates wrong. That's how off I was on this thing. It was supposed to be that. Oh, so this was just one that I drew but thought I already did. But so I made up like a different one, like go on a tour, haha. And then be sick. I was drunk. Oh, and I'm doing this cover band show with my friend. It's all too much. Anyway, I taped this one in here. And now I'm counting that. So, basically, I'm caught up. And that's it. Yeah. Okay, I went inside because my neighbors came out. And I'm in my pajamas. Anyway, I think that's all. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I just had to update. I just had to cancel some unused subscriptions, and then I'm caught up. That's it. Bye, me. Good job catching up.